Shalom. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Bahasham Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the Great Millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Kian. And this is your brother Abawan back again with another video, and the title of this video will be, as you can clearly see, trust not in uncertain riches, right? Because I got this notification from Reddit, right? Because I usually browse Reddit anonymously just to get some news and some information. And I got this one, and when I saw when I saw this, when I had to do a video on this, I don't just read it, okay? And it reads the title of the article. For instance, I'm r/Olymp Trade Nigeria, which is a subreddit. Trade better tips, understanding fiat money. And this is a short post, but it really went into what this fiat currency really is and how it operates, how it works. Okay, and it reads, fellow traders, the term originates from the Latin word fiat, meaning let it be done. This translation reflects the nature of fiat currency as its value is solely based on government declaration, right? And basically, what fiat currency is that it has an imagined value. Okay, it doesn't have any value. It has what is called an arbitrary value. In other words, the value of money isn't given by some actual worth, because a big argument you hear about people that want to support the fiat currency, that they will say, oh well, gold is technically giving gold technically doesn't have any value as well. But the major difference between fiat currency and basically any other form of currency, gold, silver, copper, even salt, right? Because that the word salary goes back to the word salt, because salt was used as currency back in the during the Roman Empire. But all these things have value outside of being currency, right? Because when you have gold, you're not always looking to spend the gold, looking to whether you can use the gold for trade. Because gold has a value outside of trade, outside of transactions, right? It's a precious metal. Reason why, because of the way it shines, and because of the way it shines, you see pure gold glistens, it glistens under the sunlight, man, and it is actually and it is good for an accessory, okay? And not only that, but as a rare metal, a precious metal, that also adds to its value as well, since it's not readily available in the earth. Same thing with silver and copper, really, is because of how the variety of uses, things that you can use it for, vessels, pipes, and things like that, and other things and other resources or materials as well, wood, stones, iron, and things like that. All these things have value outside of being money, but they can also be redeemed or exchanged for money because they have value. But this fiat currency, the only value it has is imaginary, truthfully speaking. So this is the definition of the word arbitrary. Arbitrary, usually of a decision based on individual discretion or judgment, not based on any objective distinction, perhaps even made as random. Okay, determined by impulse rather than reason, heavy-handed, determined by an okay, no, this is not this is let me use this last one. Not representative or symbolic, not iconic. Okay, but the first definition is the one that we're actually looking for, the one we are actually trying to get. And basically, there is no objective value for this fiat currency. The value is solely based on the power, or the economic power of the government. And to even this post actually went into it, but the real estimate, the real reason why this fiat currency has value really is the Federal Reserve, okay? Because it's not actually the government, it's the banks. The banks are the ones that decide. The banks are the ones that decide which currency has. The banks are the ones that make the fiat currency to have value. And this example was shown here in Nigeria when we had this whole new naira crisis, which of course funny how soon as the election passed, the new naira suddenly disappeared. I haven't seen that thing in a long time, but at one point the banks just decided that the 500 1,000 naira notes were no longer considered legal tender. The central bank, of course, which of course we know that Majority of the countries of this world, their central banks are controlled by the Federal Reserve, and the Federal Reserve is a separate, basically a separate state on its own, a separate entity on its own, controlled by, you guessed it, there's a reason why they are called the international bankers. There's a reason why the elites of Esau Edom are called the international bankers, because really the fiat currency is controlled by the banks, because the governments of this world, right, the nations are controlled by the banks as well. The banks are the ones the banks are the ones that decide, which current, currency, which money has value. Okay, has is basically considered legal tender, right? But continuing on now, the value of fiat money depends on the economic performance of the issuing country, with a stronger economy resulting in a higher currency value. This is why currencies vary in value across different countries, and why we have to exchange money when traveling abroad. Fiat currencies like the US dollar, euro, Japanese yen, and British pound are prime examples, as they are backed by the issuing government's full faith and credit. And all these things that he mentioned that these currencies are backed by are arbitrary, or rather not arbitrary, but abstract. In other words, they have no substance. It's not physical. You can't hold, see, or touch it. That's what abstract really means. It doesn't have any physical. It can't be quantified. The what do you say? The economic performance of a country can't be quantified. Or they might say that, they might say that, oh well, the country has this GDP, has this standard of living, and things like that. But that is not, that has no value. You can't you can't spend the country's GDP. You can't use a country's standard of living to really do anything with it. You can't even use that to negotiate loans. But anyway, that's back to what I was saying. The other one, issuing governments full faith and credit, and even that as well. You can't use that in any, to do anything. Basically, these are just abstract values that have, that have basically been turned into things that have full control over your life right now, because everything that you have to do in this kingdom, every aspect of this kingdom is controlled by currency, is controlled by this money, which is why all roads lead to the MOTB. That's why the MOTB, and even the scripture shows you that in Revelation, the 13th chapter, that's why it is first introduced as a payment system, right? You put it in your right hand and you can swipe to pay, because every aspect of this kingdom and every aspect of your life is controlled by the fiat, is controlled by money, controlled by transactions, you know. And pretty soon, and this fiat currency will be taken out anyway and replaced with, the digital currency that is backed by the MOTB. I already see that happening, because all these fiat currencies out here, they are losing their value. That's why you have inflation and hyperinflation and through the roof. And these nations out here as well, all these nations are losing their strength and their hegemony and their power. All that fluff about economic power of the country, faith, and so on and so forth, that these government currency is backed by, all those things are going down, which is why the money is going down. So you can actually use the worth of currency to determine how a nation, to determine the strength of a nation, right? So when you look at the dollar, you see the way the value of the dollar is going down, which is why the prices of things are going up. That's how you know that Babylon is really going down, right? That's how you know that Babylon has been going down for a long time, has been, you know, it has been going down for a long time, basically. Between the plagues, right? The judgment of the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all these nations and their fiat currencies are basically, about to be destroyed. Okay, but continuing on. Okay, that's basically all. So let me just go. That's basically all I wanted to get. So let's get sorry. So let's get some precepts. I don't know why I'm opening different tabs. I'm making mistake in the tabs that I'm opening Slack here. But let's get some precepts, right? So the first precept I want to bring out is that is the book of 1 Timothy 6, where it says trust not in uncertain riches. So this is the book of First Timothy 6, verse 17. Charge them that are rich in this world, that they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living power, who giveth us richly all things to enjoy. The uncertain riches is, yeah, even during that time in the Roman Empire, still had, a form of, still had a form of inflation going on at that time as well, because and the apostle Taha went into this, that what they would do is that, that what they would do is that they would, when they were minting the coins, right? I think it was the denarius or so that they call the Roman coins. But when they were minting the coins, they would mix the coin with gold and whether it was bronze or iron. One of these precious metal like gold has high value with a normal metal, with a normal metal, in order to reduce the value of the money, right? And that was, and that, I know it's one thing. I'm not really that familiar with the history, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But even during the time of the Apostle Paul, he also had the same issue with inflation and with the value of the currency of the Roman Empire reducing, which also, was another signifier, or it signified that the Roman Empire was going down as well. But the point being is that, the riches of this kingdom, right? Because you see the heathen, Jake, even our people, 2/3 of our people, all the people of this world, going out of their way, selling their soul, right? And piercing themselves through it many sorrows, as the scriptures say, in order to build wealth and build riches. But you don't realize that all these riches that you are trying to gain, really, it is. Let me get that precept as well. The scriptures say, riches maketh itself wings and flieth away, right? So that should be, yeah, I think it should be it right here. Proverbs 23, verse 5. Wilt thou set thine eyes upon that which is not? For riches certainly make themselves wings, they fly away as an eagle toward heaven. Right, so this is something that is here today, gone tomorrow, as it's written. Trust not, let me get that. Lay not up for yourselves treasures on earth, where the moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. This is a video just to go and just to get on money and rebuke, money. Even though the scriptures clearly tells us that the love of money is the root of all evil, but there is a balance to all these things. Okay, you can't just say that, you don't need to worry about money. Just focus on the truth 100%. Let everything be done decently and in order. We know that the top priority is the truth, but also understand, the top priority is the truth. Okay, but you still have to go out here to the plantation, get the money to live in this kingdom, because we are still, you know, in the world, even though we are not of the world, as the scripture says, we are still in the world, right? So you still have to, you still have to make the money. You still have to spend money. You still have to eat. You still have to take care of your family. So money is important, as it is written. Money is a defense, but wisdom is a greater defense than money. So you get the point. It's a matter of priority, not a matter of picking one above the other. It's a matter of priority. Okay, wisdom takes a higher. Your wisdom, which is basically the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of this truth, takes a higher priority over these riches, because now you are seeing that the riches of this kingdom, the money of this kingdom is being devalued day by day. But wisdom is growing greater and greater day by day, because now you are seeing more and more prophecies come to pass. More and more proof showing that we truly are the men of the Lord, that everything that we've been speaking about is the 100% truth. Israel them is getting ready to start to push the MOTD, which the apostles have been the apostles and the elders of the great millstone have been warning about for decades, and now you see it coming to pass. Okay, so now this truth is this truth is growing in value, it's growing in value. Okay, all this the way of this world, the kingdom of this kingdom, as it is written, the fashions of this world passeth away. So everything we are fighting for in this kingdom, including and especially that currency, is also being devalued, and it should be completely, it's also being devalued, and in the grand scheme of things, really, it's completely, worthless. Okay. And I also have another thing I wanted to mention concerning that, because I was just thinking about this, and this is just me speaking as a man. But really, you don't even really need. money in order to survive. Or rather, in the case of what I'm saying, or rather, I should say that you shouldn't have to need money in order to survive because this kingdom, Esau is just a devil. Okay? This is why you have, as it is written, okay, you go to your enemy for want of all things. This is why you have to spend money on basically every aspect of your life. Okay, things that should be basic, that should be already given to you from your birth, right? Basic human rights. They are spending money on that. Like for example, the right to own property. You have to go and buy land or even buy a house or run a mortgage if you are living in these Western countries. And that's just completely off, okay? Because every man has his own ancestral land, right? Women. Water, fire, iron and salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so to the sinners they are turned into evil. And in all these things that you need for your life, notice that money was not mentioned in any of them. Okay, because truthfully speaking, you should not require money in order to live in this kingdom. You should not require money in order to live in this life. But these devils have made it a necessity because they do not want you self sufficient, they want you dependent on Him. Which is why the scriptures say Esau Edom is as death. Let's get that. So this is the book of Habakkuk 2, verse 5. Yea, also because he is transgressed by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. And what they have done is they have made it impossible to live in this kingdom without requiring going to Esau Edom for everything. And when you go to Esau Edom for everything, he's gonna set all the rules for how the transactions work. And if he tells you this is what you have to do in order to get food, in order to get shelter, a house, get clothes, right? Take care of yourself, take care of your family, get um transport. Let me say get fuel for your car, right? Or get a bus pass now for you to go to where you need to go. Whatever condition he puts down, you are going to have to take it because he has all the resources and you have nothing. Okay, which is why once again, the MOTB, is being ushered as a payment system because this is how Esau Edom will push, okay, his great reset upon the people and will force the use of the mark of the beast. He will force the global mandate or global implementation of the mark of the beast. So basically, he can either buy or sell save. Basically, where no man can buy or sell save he that had the mark, right, or the name of the beast or the number of his name. And it's all just going into the same thing, which is the MOTB, which is that charagma, right? Because if you go into it, the mark, the MOTB, the number of the beast, the name of the beast is all in that charagma, okay? So yeah, that's all I wanted to bring out. So with that, I'll end the video right here. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Ba'asham Rakah Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, and through the Spirit, I hope you Akyam, and your acquires were edified. Shalom.